Pop Art Father's Day artwork. And just letting you know, you can take a couple of days to complete this. Start with just getting the pencil work done. Okay, on a sheet of A4 paper, I'm just sketching out the outline of my dad on the right hand side. So I've got the shoulders, they're really strong shoulders because we're doing Father's Day in pop art. Pop art of dad is always strong. Strong neck, strong face, strong jawline. Slightly a bit on the cartoon side, but with those strong lines and details, as well as a lot of dark black shading. So I'm just, once I've done that really rough outline, I'm then perfecting the face shape a bit better to get those sharper lines. Men usually have sharper jaws. And then curving over the head. Now the head looks quite tall at the moment, but that's pretty normal with our faces and portraits, isn't it? Because we will be putting hair there. Just strengthening up those lines, a little bit of dimple, that halfway lines, just lightly putting those crosses in so I can add in the eyes. Now the eyes in pop art is a little bit different to what we usually do. So these are a bit of a curved over, and then drawing the iris and pupil underneath with just a little bit of detail, not actually drawing that soccer football shape that we used to. And then the nose, which is halfway between our eyes and the chin, just a real light curve with little C's on either side and a little bit of detail with those crease lines, and then a nice pleasant smile face. No even lips with this one, just like that line underneath to identify that there is a lip there. Okay, going to add some eyebrows. My husband has quite big eyebrows, so we're going to make those eyebrows a bit bigger for him. And I had some crease lines in between his eyes too, but I might put them a bit back in a bit later. All right, hairline. Now I can play with the hairline in relation to the size of the head that I have and the type of hair my husband has, or the type of hair your dad has, which we need to think about. So what type of hair did your dad have? Now always feel free to go on the internet and click and have a bit of explore at different pop arts around and pop art men, so that you can see if there is maybe a hairstyle that you like, that you know that would suit your dad, or you can just have a go at doing it yourself. Their hair is a little bit on the side of like a Lego man type hair, so it's a little bit more lack the detail that we probably would like to give our portraits, but they're quite sharp and to the point. All right, I have these little crease lines in his frown lines. Now the clothing. Now you can choose what type of clothes that you want to put your dad in. From a little bit of a look around the internet, I've seen a lot of the men in pop art usually wear a suit, because they were initially sort of based from that whole superhero idea of Superman, where he would walk around with his suit on and then rip open the shirt and then out would come his Superman suit underneath. So it's a bit of that type of look. So that's why I've put my husband into this suit idea, where we've got the white collared shirt underneath with the tie, and then we have the collar of the jacket, and then the jackets are usually quite a strong shoulder. Once you've sort of got that whole worked out, then you can start doing your bam, it's Father's Day over to the left. Now I started off with doing big bam, because that's the sound we want, that explosion that will go around a bit later to make it look like an explosion. And then it's Father's Day. Now I'm just writing this in big capital letters, nice and fine, so that it's clear and it's a bit different to the actual bam, making sure also that I'm putting exclamation mark so it's special. And here we go. Here's our big bam star going all the way around it. And then I think it's a little highlights with dots off the side. You might want to do smoke, or you might want to do lightning bolts or clouds. It's totally up to you. Double outline it so it just makes it a little bit more exciting there because we're going to colour that outline a bit of a different colour. Alright, now once the pencil's done, then this is where you can stop and you can have a break. Come back tomorrow or the next day. But when you do, we're going to go up with the Sharpie. Now this is where all that pop art detail needs to come in. All those creases, all that shadowing needs to really start showing up into your pop art. This is where you can see now here I'm putting that shadow in the neck, following the line of the chin, because if there was light on a person, you do get that shadowing on somebody's face, but we would usually just shade it in nice colouring and tones with our pencils or watercolours or paint. But here in pop art, it's bolder, they're flat colours, so everything's done in a flat colour. So therefore that my shadow is black, it's a flat black. I'm outlining everything so that everything's strong, and just noting that where there would be a shadow, I'm making that line thicker because I want it to look like that there is no light hitting that spot and there is actually depth and dimension to my person and to the clothes that they're wearing. Looking, there's a bit of shadow on the top of the shoulder because the head shadows, what is around them shadows. The light might be coming from here, that's coming from the left, front left. So there's little bits of where the shadow is. That curve over the shoulder to make that shoulder a little bit stronger. Any type of detail I want. Noticing those thicker lines to add that shadowing underneath. This is where a really good research into pop art and noticing the lines that are used in pop art to create that sort of cartoon, strong pop-up feature is in your artwork. So onto our BAM explosion. We outlined everything. I gave a little bit of dimension to the curves so that it looked like they were shadowing. I've added a few lines to spark out from my BAM. And now I'm going to go around my BAM and really block that out. Now I started off with a bit of a thinner line tracing all the way around it, end up going in for a bit thicker. I like that a bit better, and then using a Sharpie in my bold colours to colour in my BAM. I then use the black Sharpie to do the Father's Day, but then I start with using a yellow Sharpie to go around that double line on the outside of my BAM. And I'm then going to use I think a blue pencil, because I can't actually get a Sharpie in the right colour for the inside. So I'm going to use, I think, a light blue pencil to colour in that middle bit. But before I do all that, rub out all your pencil lines. Make everything super clean once you've got those black outlines going, and make sure your paper is really nice and clean before you start adding colour. Okay, it's really important. Now, once you've done this, you can finish here, which is where I have finished, but you can also continue with colouring. You could do all those bright, bold reds and yellows in the background, colour your person, totally up to you.